Welcome in. Welcome to Runt. Within this game, there are depictions of physical and emotional abuse, animal death, gore, blood, body horror, verbal homophobia, verbal misogyny, and verbal sexism. There are descriptions of physical and emotional abuse, suicidal thoughts, animal death, gore, blood, body horror, religious trauma, homophobia, misogyny, sexism, pregnancy, and frat- fratricide. What is this? I don't know what that is. Any opinions provided by characters in the game do not reflect those of the developer and publisher of Runt. Okay, start. Saving. Don't touch nothing now. Touch. Now what? Huh? Nada. Thought so. Oh, press out to skip opening. Hold down spacebar to fast forward through dialogue. Dialogue choices cannot be skipped while fast forwarding. Okay. I don't know how many times I've written this. I feel like I'm running out of pages. But each time I think about what happened that week, I remember more and more until it becomes this big puzzle of details that just don't fit right. I'm going to start over, right from the beginning. My name is Runt. Your actual name is Runt? Hunter, Tanner, Carver, Fisher. Oh, okay. Creative names. Me and my brother live out near Skipclaw on the perimeter, right where the land meets the forest. There are five of us: Hunter, Tanner, Carver, Fisher, and me. I was 9 when it all happened. All I ever heard was that the big power station over in Grenshaw blew up, and when the smoke filled the air, it never left. All connections and wired all connections and wired shit like that never got up and running again. It's black and gray every day since that power station blew up. It's black and gray everywhere as far as anyone knows. Hmm? Okay. All right. Great. The stars don't even show at night. We almost starved that first year. Nobody ever came for us out here in Skipclaw. No army, no government. And food won't grow easy in a world like this. Animals don't like it too much neither. There's a rift in the world now, a crack in reality. Dad would have known what to do. He always said there was a war out there. That's why he was hard on us. There was gonna be a war someday between the righteous and the unrighteous. Okay. A war for our souls. Dad was. He was doing his best. Dad always said he was a righteous man in a world full of sickness and perversion. He preached a while down south until most of his flock turned away from the truth God had given him. He died? It was hard. It was too hard for him, I guess. God demands a lot. He demands a lot so he can give a lot. And that was the mouth of God. He could whip a crowd into a frenzy like nothing, crying and dropping to the floor and speaking in tongues the way God wanted him to show him that he was there and he was real, and that was the mouth of God. It was too much for those little faith. Dad left, taking a bit of land on the outskirts of Skipclaw, where he was going to prepare us for the war and the end of time. He started saying we didn't need the town. We were better off without the world. Oh, the chicken, Nancy and George. He said evil came in through the radio and his TV stations, and the bags of chicken feed and the starter potatoes and the seeds and all the friends we'd made. All we really needed was each other and our faith. There's four of you guys, right? Was it Hunter, Fisher, Carver? Hunter, Fisher, Carver. Runt. I think there's one more. Where's your mom? If things were hard, God wanted them to be hard. If we were unhappy, it's because we weren't right with God. Oh, because we had tainted the earth with our sins. Dad did what he could, but he wasn't trained to run our little outpost at the edge of blah, blah, blah. Oop. Dad did what he could, but he wasn't trained to run our little outpost at the edge of the wilderness. He had been a juvie warden during seminary. He picked up a few things, knew a few guys who built us a bunker and filled it with enough rations to keep us going for a few years. Everything else we had was books. Copies and copies and copies of Dad's teaching he had printed on his own dime. But nothing else? His own fucking dime, he used to say, red in the face because no one wanted him, because no one was ready to open their hearts to God enough to buy one. Those were the first things I've ever learned to read. I didn't even know picture books were a thing until I was too old to read them. We failed Dad, all of us, and he punished us the way you'd punish a grown man. With a gun? We starved and froze and dried out in the heat. We slept short hours up at the crack of dawn till so late in the night you couldn't stand on your own 2 feet anymore. No matter how tired or thin we got, we did our work. We had to survive. Survive the tests, the never ending tests. And then Dad got sick. He had a disease whose name I think Hunter knows, but I forgot. He needed shots. When the world went up in a bunch of black smoke, all the medicine went with it. He was sick? Oh, I can't read that. He needed shots because he was sick. I don't know. Is it just, I know in like the Netherlands you get griep picks or like common cold stuff, but I don't know if that's the case here. Not that Dad had believed in any of it before. He couldn't really ever trust what the government was doing. But that medicine he needed, somehow he found some. And he took it religiously. And when we ran out, that was it. How because he had it from before? One day he was alive, and one day he wasn't. He died after years of wasting away, right when he was needed most, when the world, with its apocalypse, proved him right. Of course, we had to go back into the town then. We needed them. They needed us too, it seemed. Hunter fixed it all up. 5 of us strong boys, with enough guns and ammo for a small army, became the army of Skipclaw. We patrolled, we policed, we hunted, and we maintained the perimeter. And you guys definitely met people in the town that softened you out a little bit, right? Nobody comes and goes without Hunter knowing about it. No one goes out at night without Hunter knowing about it. Nobody so much as sneezed without Hunter's permission. Ah, so you guys went there and like oppressed the town, is that what you're telling me? Hunter's word was law. The whole town was ours, and it thrived as best as it could under the unbearable weight of an endless blackened sky. Would Dad be proud? I don't know. Probably. I guess it doesn't matter now. Dad was gone. Mom died giving birth to me. Oh. And none of us knew what to feel. We were on our own. It was 5 years to the day of his death when everything changed. All because of what we saw in the church. Your dad's old church? Oh. I hear footsteps. Carver. Runt. Runt, get up. You better be moving by the time I get there. I just got here. Oh! Get up, quick hiding. I don't think they're hiding. I think they're sleeping. I like your mask. It's kind of cool. You have a bell. Get up, quick hiding. Carver stood over me. I couldn't see his face, but just knew that he was sneering at me. I'm up. You scribbling in your little diary again? Kinda girly, ain't it? How would you know? Have you been around a girl? Fisher, is he up? He's up, writing in his damn little book again. Fisher vaguely reminds me of Bloodhound from Apex. What is that on his back? You ready to go, Runt? No lollygagging now. I said I was up. Oh, we back talking now. He's answering your question, idiot. Carver, we don't have time. It's not my fault we're late. Run's been hiding from us again. Can't sniff me out anymore under that thing. Don't you get slippy with me. I'll fucking knock you upside the head. I'll fucking throw your bed out the pond, you hear me? Oh. Tanner. Tanner looks menacing. I do not want to fuck with Tanner. What are y'all squabbling about? Nothing. We're just talking to Runt. He says he's ready. Fisher's being very diplomatic. I can speak for myself, you know. Yeah? You weren't speaking earlier, were you? Okay, suck ass. Whose ass are you kissing? The eldest? Who's the eldest? It was the anniversary of Dad's death, on a Sunday no less. We were going to the church. We call it the church, but it's really just a rickety old storehouse we fixed up to serve something holy. I really didn't want to go. Carver, fucking asshole that he was right. I had been hiding. Oh, I thought you were sleeping. Well, sleeping, like chilling. Foolish as it was, I'd hoped that they wouldn't find me. I wanted to see their flashlights sweep past the windows, hear them calling out my name before giving up and going on without me. One of them would unload on me, probably Hunter, but at least I wouldn't be in that church. But that's why I was a runt. But that's why I was Runt. The little guy. The weak guy. The one hiding under the bed from the switch. They always found me because I still hadn't learned that lesson. I had to get my stuff packed before I went. As I stood up from my little nook between the kitchen and the basement, I saw my backpack and had spilled everywhere. All my things were scattered across the floor. I knew it was Carver. Luckily, I had my flashlight. Oh? Ooh! Collecting items. To pick up items, search the environment with your flashlight. You'll often need to dig through a lot of trash or clutter to find exactly what you need. When you find what you're looking for, click on it to add it to your bag. Okay. I need my journal, a radio, a map, a paper with a code. What is that? Oh, I guess not. A map. Paper with the code, I guess? Yeah, okay. It's sexy to be 60. Radio. Yeah, you have a lot of stuff. Shot glass. I had to sort my shit out. Make it sure it was all in the best spot to grab. I remember checking my bag. Inventory. You can examine items in your inventory by hovering over their icons. Giving items a closer look can help with puzzles and requests. Your inventory can be opened by clicking on your bag. You cannot open your inventory while in dialogue. Okay. Ah. All the items you collect can be examined here in your bag. But for now, let's get your radio and journal ready. Click on each of them to place them permanently on your head. When you're done looking around your bag, click the strap at the bottom left to close it. Okay. Oh, strap, not trap. Radio, journal. Can I examine it? No. Click on your radio to switch it on and off. The radio only plays music, which changes depending on where you are and who you're talking to. Now let's check out our journal. Okay, I don't hear any music. Your journal is where you keep track of your thoughts, feelings, and your to-do list. Scribbled notes on your changing feelings and your to-do list can both be found on the Me page, while the rest of the journal contains everything else. Whenever you see a red swirl in the upper right hand corner of the screen, something important has been added to your journal. Okay? Below your Me page is your mind map. This mind map will automatically collect and connect key pieces of info during conversations and display how they relate to each other, if at all. You'll get a new mind map each day to help track of evolving leads as the week progresses. When you're done checking on your journal, head out to meet your brothers. But be quick about it. They aren't that patient. Click on the hand on the bottom left to close your journal. I ain't much to do right now. I hope my round go quickly. Don't feel too much about myself. My dreams are only vague nightmares. I feel irritated. I can't put my finger on it. Did my shit by myself today. Everyone had to prepare for Dad's, I don't know what you call it, funeral. It's like we were burying him over and over again. Sunday. We need to head to the church to honor Dad. I hope it goes quick. Oh? My brother Tanner's the second oldest. Real quiet, real hard to read. Follows Carver around like a dog. Oh? Though I don't understand why. Those two couldn't be more different if you tried. Whereabouts on Sunday? Where would they do it? Why would they do it? How would they do it? What happened on the fifth day? What? Carver. The middle strayer, a mouthy asshole, always fighting, wisecracking, and trying to start shit, likes to make my life miserable as possible. One day I'll land a punch on this fucker. My brother Fisher, just a few years older than me, whip smart, and with an iron faith in Dad's teachings. I got the feeling that he don't like us too much, given how much time he spends on the hydro station. Ah, fair. Okay, so I'm like in the negative with these two, huh? Okay. Counties, features, Sunday. Sure. We go. There was no sense in waiting. I had put it off long enough. I got my things in my backpack and went out the door of our house. How do I look like? Why is everyone so fucking menacing? Everyone was waiting for me. Shit. Took you long enough. You did this last year. What's your damn problem? You. You might be my problem. Have you considered that you might be my problem? I stayed silent. There wasn't anything I could say. No answer, no reason was ever enough. Pat's got his tongue like usual. Too good to be talking to us. I'm the eldest, by the way. We got everything. Waiting on Hunter now. He was scoping, making sure the path's clear. No outsiders come around today. Schedule set. No patrol for any of us today. Except Runt. He ought to do one. I had done one. Crack of dawn, shivering along the perimeter before the sun attempted its daily battle to break through the clouds. Was he being truthful? Did anyone see him? I tried being quiet. You think he's a liar, Carver? Well, he wasn't being real forthcoming earlier, was he? Bet he got halfway round the fence and took a load off under some sycamore. I tried to be quiet. Really, I did. Carver, don't be saying shit now. Come to think of it, he was also missing all yesterday. Tell the truth, Runt. Was you jerking it under some bush? Why are you thinking about me jerking under a bush, huh, pervert? Oops. Dialogue. At key points in conversations throughout the game, you get to decide what Runt will say. I'm going to get Runt killed if I say what I want to say. So we're not doing that. Some of the dialogue choices you make will alter your personality and can change how certain characters react to you. Hints as to know your personality is shifting inside of you as the results of your choices can be seen on the Me page in your journal. I'm gonna get Hunter killed! I'm gonna get Runt killed! How do I save? How do I save? Can I save? No. Fuck. Please, Carver, not today. Check the log sheet. I ain't the flacker. Picking at me, you piss-faced fool. Check the log sheet. I ain't the flacker. Yeah, I'll be checking. Don't think for a second I ain't got you 24/7, you hear me? Runt. Oh, who's that? did you fight a bear or is this dad's old clothing? Is that more than one bear? What the fuck? We fell silent, standing in our little half circle around Hunter. He towered over us, bear skins draped over his big ass frame. Bear skins! Multiple! Making him even bigger than he actually was. Oh, is he not that big? We were all on edge. See, Hunter was in a black mood. Had been for a few days at that point. It was like the shadow that swallowed all the light around him, half hiding him against the prairie grass. You could feel it even before he got close to you. This horrible heaviness, muted only by the weight of his big old bearskin cloak. See, Hunter had a dog named River, the shaggy, vicious thing that snapped at anyone that wasn't Hunter. I couldn't tell you what kind of dog it was, some sort of mutt, but I swore it was part wolf. Maybe. Those two loved each other more than anything, certainly more than Hunter ever loved us. He never hit River, not once. He would have liked us better if we were all his dogs, loyal, silent, obedient, without even this ability to question his command. But River had died a few days ago. Naturally? I'm guessing not. Hunter didn't say much else on it. Not how or why or when, but only that River died. He kept the mutt hidden away, not letting any of us get close to it. I could only take his word that River had passed. None of us had the words to comfort each other. I was silent when he told me, standing stone still among the chickens in the yard that early morning. No doubt everyone else was the same. That black mood in the days that followed River's death built and built like wood shaped on an invisible fire. A silent heat rippled around us as we stood before him. I wish I could say I had pity for him, for River to die and then having to deal with Dad's anniversary right after, but I think I was scared more than anything. All this heat, it had to go somewhere. God help who it struck. Ready? He turned towards us, face black under the teeth of his hood. I nodded. We all nodded. Oh, you are so fucked. Oh, Tanner, you should have kept your mouth shut. We were waiting for Runt. He was hiding. I wasn't hiding. How many times do I gotta say it? Enough. His hand was on my shoulder. Even through my jacket, through the gloves, I could feel his strength, his power. Them fingers dug in tight. Let's go. Runt. Take point. I knew my brothers were sneering under their masks. Thinking point was not something to be proud of. It was the first line of defense if we got attacked. The first wall of meat. Oh. They all started gathering their things. Little things we would bring to leave in Dad's memory. His sermon book, his pamphlets, some candles. He ain't got no body or grave. He's got no body. Did you guys not bury him? We had to burn him so it wouldn't attract them. Them who? It became a tradition that we'd all take a little trinket or something, and that would be Dad. His presence, his spirit. Maybe you should shit in a bag and bring that. Hey, Annie. We were always finding bits of him everywhere at home. Like somehow, in his death, his ghost had come home and I don't know, melded with the house. Ah, he's haunting the narrative. Um, who is attracted by the dead bodies? His hair, his clothes, his writings. Every nook and cranny he was there, always watching us like he never left. Runt. What? Ah, yes. Let's bug out. Now. It was a bad idea to keep him waiting any longer. Your map is in the lower right. What? Do I actually have to navigate? I hope not. We're gonna get lost. Your map is in the lower right hand corner near your bag. You'll use your map to move around, skip claw, and see the lay of the land. For now, open up your map and head to the church. Church. How does this work? I clicked on it, didn't I? Weird house, west parameter, home. Sutton Square, north parameter, Willie's Shack, radio tower, plaza, docks, hot bath, best's shop. Who's best? Okay. Is this not how we do this? Nope. Oh, I thought I had to go to the square and then we go. Okay. User error. With each step, my feet got heavy. I was stomping on sticks and dry grass and getting cuffed at the back of the head by Carver when I slowed down. Nobody said anything, but each time I lagged, I could feel the heat of their eyes on my neck. Hunter halted, raised a hand. Stop. Down. We dropped. We didn't disobey, not in this world. Hesitation got you killed. 9 o'clock. There, just beyond the top of the fence. We lay on the crest of the hill, looking down into a shallow, dry gulch. We shuffled in the grass, positioning ourselves just beneath the bush. Brush, brush, brush. We smelled it before we saw it. That thick, acrid, musky scent. Is it a zombie? There it was. Or what was? I don't want to see. I see something. We have all sorts of names for them. Hunter calls them the unholy. Tanner and Fisher call them lung dogs, along with most of the town. Lung dogs? Carver calls them those flesh fucks. To me, they're always twisters. Why twister? Well, how else are you supposed to get the head off? Oh! You'd always hear them if they were close. Them big sacks pressing out air, wheezing and breathing and gurgling, sounding like death rattles. Can I can we kill one? Can Runt kill one? Does that mean that Runt is like the runt of the litter, but he's so huge? Even more than their breathing, I hate their eyes. How they never seem to blink. Even before I knew all that they could do, I wanted to put a bullet in their skulls just for those lids to finally drop and quit staring at me. They appeared after the blackout, pouring in from some unknown place for some unknown purpose. Something more than animal, less than human. We had our rifles, but they had the dark. The never ending dark. I tried to focus. Nothing good comes from daydreaming on a battlefield. We watched as it swayed in the field, us hiding low in the grass. Hunter prepped his rifle and waited. Typically, we aim to engage and scare them off as quickly as possible, but a wasted bullet is a wasted bullet. As we crouched there, I felt a hand bump mine, knocking my flashlight. Couldn't tell you who, but my gut says it was Carver. I agree. I couldn't move quickly enough. My flashlight blasted on, over the fence and out across the field. Ooh, fucking. Ooh! Is it a leech? Stop talking. We all stood at Hunter's heavy, commanding, I'll beat the shit out of you if you so much as breathe tone I was all too familiar with. The beam caught the twister as it tore and mauled at some creature. We watched, unable to look away. The sound carried over the prairie, wet in sinew and echoed in the cold. In the dark grass, I felt a firm hand paw around towards mine. It took my flashlight and went to flick it off. As it did, the sound of the beam powering off cracked into the night. The twister looked up. The fuck it did! Ugh, I can't see. It was near black in the field. The twister, a liquid shadow against the grass. Hunter lifted his gun. The twister twitched. Oh, did it run off? And disappeared. Quick as it came. We waited, breathing low against the swaying grass. When it didn't return, we slowly stood up and kept on. A jab in my back from someone's gun urged me back to the front. I felt like I was marching to my doom, which, if I think on it, I guess I was. I never got over how the church looked that night. You said it was a old building that you guys just like, whoa, fuck. The way the water had seeped from the window to look like tear stains from a weeping eye. Like it was living and felt that bad nobody was coming to it no more. Is that something in the window? After that passed, service slowed. Nobody could take on his work. Nobody had his speech, his tongue, his way of moving. He could make you believe in miracles. He could make you believe in anything. He was an unstoppable force, like a tornado or a hurricane. You could feel the emptiness in that church when he died. Like all the air went out the room. Nobody took over, not even Hunter.
Oh,
I don't think Hunter hunter has the charisma. So it was locked up. All the faithfuls had died before him anyway, or fucked off into Skipclaw after he died. We use it occasionally, for important days like today, or for meetings if things ever got bad. We were here the day the blackout happened. Bright 1 second and black the second after. I hid under pews while people scrambled in a panic outside. I can still see blood on the floor from the few times the twisters broke in. Fighting our way back home to the farm, we lost a lot of people. I was only 9. I covered my eyes. Perhaps the last time my brothers were nice to me was back then when they guided me home. I didn't cry. They told me not to, so I didn't. I'm 19 now, and I've cried a lot since then. I can't help it. After all, I was Runt. Who's got the code? Are they mad because they can't express their feelings? Huh? Me. Not me. I got it. Go. Get. I've never been given the code before. Them trusting me with the code was new. Them trusting me at all was new. We're waiting. Run. Get to it, boy. It's fucking cold out here. I had no time to think on it, so I went forward, towards that hollow, haunted place. I don't think they're trusting you with the code, per se. You'll need to complete a variety of puzzles and chores in order to progress through sections of the game. Some are simple, while others will require a bit more thought. Check your inventory, talk to people, and think carefully about how to approach each puzzle. If you need help, check the question tab that will be present at each puzzle. Ah, how do I order? Okay. Order. Disorder. Once the lock opened, I felt the darkness pass through me. I hadn't even cracked the door open yet, but something strange and cold was seeping out from underneath the door. It wasn't a draft or like a wind or anything, but just something. Something evil. My brothers always said I was too sensitive, too soft. They called me girly and weak and flighty, but if I had known what was beyond those doors and how it would change all of our lives, I would have run, then and there. Run and run and run and never looked back. Is your dad behind the door? Holy, what is that? Can't see shit in here. I don't think you want to see shit that's in here. Well, quit bitching, get a candle going. It smells funny in here. That inky black feeling only got thicker. You can smell through that? Smell? Wait, yeah, I smell it now too. What is that? Hush. I fell silent. My nerves were twitching like a guilty sinner. Light it up, boys. Beam sky high. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is what? I can't see shit either. You, Runt, go check it out. Motherfucker. Me? Why me? Just go, shit ass. Okay, I think you're the one that's shitting in there. Fuck. My hands were trembling. My gun rattled in my grip. I couldn't, at the time, explain even to my numb, dumb self why I felt the way I did. Maybe it was something like a hunter's gut, an instinct. Dad would have called it divine insight. My brothers would have called it being a pussy. It's called survival instincts. I stepped closer. In the dark, I was suddenly assaulted by this deathly smell, rotten and sour, like the vinegar in our canning room. Ooh. My steps creaked, mixing with a cold wind blowing in from outside. But there was something else too, the slow, thick dripping. I'm trembling now as I write it. What a thing we saw. What it did to us. What it did to us? What did it do? Whoa. Oh, is that what it says? I thought it said space. 5 days, 5 days, and I'm just like, space? We stood in stunned silence as each of us took the message written in the odds and ends of dozens of creatures. Was it a warning? Was it a threat? We didn't know then, but it was a promise. A promise that would be fulfilled. By me. Oh? What are we doing in 5 days? Don't touch nothing. Too bad, I'm clicking. We left the church stunned and silent, Hunter radiating heat like a fire made out of hate. It was a violation, you see, an unholy mess made of that sacred day. It made him mad. So, so mad. Not that he would ever say it, not with words, he didn't need to. You could feel the heat coming off of him in waves, and it whipped us all into stupid silence. He took point. We followed with our tails between our legs, no one talking, not even Carver. As we walked, the feeling in the church followed us home again. Our sixth most dark brother. I couldn't shake it. I don't know if anyone else felt it, but from how our heads hung low, it was like our own shadows were too heavy. It was late when we got home. Deep night. I almost cursed the old screen door for creaking too loud when it slammed my ass on the way in. But Hunter was already up the stairs. We weren't going to talk about it yet then. I sort of wanted to talk about it right then and there. The longer he was quiet, the worse it was going to be when he finally wasn't. I settled down on my cold mattress with a knot in my stomach. The feeling grew, gnawing and twisting like it was going to come up out of my throat. Every time I was almost asleep, it woke me back up, like it was tapping me on the shoulder, not wanting to let me forget. I had done something wrong that night in the church. What it was, I didn't quite know yet. The way things were around here, maybe I never would. I lay on my mattress with my eyes closed in the dark, trying to keep myself calm. The feeling haunted me. The feeling of failure. Maybe you did something wrong. Did you do that? I don't think so. Day 1, Monday. It didn't matter how bad I slept that night. I was up before the crack of dawn, first out to the hen house to let the girls out, then right back into the scrub down the kitchen before I fixed up breakfast. A life like this didn't let you feel sorry for yourself for long. The house stuff was my job, mainly cooking and cleaning, washing the hens, and tending the little garden out back. Every day I fixed breakfast and dinner, no exceptions, no days off, no matter how piss poor Tanner said my cooking was. At least they let me off the hook for lunch, seeking to take it somewhere and skip claw if they could. Breakfast was that morning was nothing but eggs scrambled up with a few sorry sausages and toast. Butter and jam would keep them happy, keep their mouths full from talking to, and would it keep me happy too? I jabbed at the sausage sizzling in the pan. I could hear somebody getting up in another room, and that twisting feeling returned to my stomach like a gut punch. I hadn't felt this bad since Dad died, but I couldn't say nothing. Even if anyone else felt the same, I couldn't say anything. Nobody would care. I set out plates, and just on time, as if they could hear the clunking, everyone shuffled into the room. Hunter first, then Fisher, scratching at his neck and yawning and shaking his head like a dog as he sat, and then Carver and Tanner, right together like they always were. In the backyard, the rooster crowed in the morning. Lord our God, we come to you as undeserving sinners with thanks for the bounty you have seen fit to put upon our table. Keep your hand heavy upon us as you lead us through the trials of this earth and from us into soldiers and form us into soldiers of your will. Amen. We were silent then, waiting for Hunter to speak more, but he just pulled his hand back, picked up his fork, and started eating. We followed suit, and once all of our mouths were stuffed, he finally spoke. Who did it? He looked around at us. You couldn't see his eyes, but you could feel him boring into you from under the teeth of his mask. Did what? Ow! Carver jumped high enough in his seat to clatter all the plates on the table. I saw why. Tanner had stepped on his foot under the table. What do you think, genius? We didn't do nothing. We wouldn't do that to Dad. You mean the thing in the church? Hell no, we ain't got time to be pulling shit like that. Are you fucking crazy? I say those two did it because I didn't fucking do it. Carver, baffled as he always was by Hunter trying to chastise him, had his hands up, fork still gripped in one. Fisher wiped a sweaty palm on his dirty pant leg. Tanner stared at Carver, then back at Hunter. Someone must be punished. You mean killed? Ain't it a bit much to kill someone over this? You should have stayed quiet. I fucking told you you're gonna get fucked. Hunter turned and clapped his hand over the back of Tanner's neck. He leaned in, pulling Tanner's head down and close so he could speak right into his ear. His voice was hot and low. You want them unpunished? Is that the message you wish to send for the defamation of our church? The mockery of our day of mourning? You don't want us to do nothing? It's all fucking right to do that to us? Is that what you want to say to them? Is he suggesting that we set a example for the villagers? But he still assumes that we did it. I knew that hand. How hard it could squeeze. It was like a vice. 5 seconds in, and you weren't sure if it was going to start snapping bones. Tanner bore it, silent. Didn't move a muscle. Oh no! Here's the thing, right? I'm the BB of the group, right? I'm gonna get shit anyway, and I had the code. So actually, I had the code. So why is he not thinking that I did it? Oh, because I'm the baby of the group. He doesn't think I could do it. Okay. It was all guts and gore. So either that's kind of like Carver's department, isn't it? Which means Tanner probably helped him. Do I die? Is this a game over? Let him go. With fast, Hunter looked to me and slammed Tanner's head right down on the edge of the table. I saw it bounce back as the breath left Tanner's lungs, and then Hunter was up, coming towards me. Yep, I might die. I saw white before the pain knocked into me. A quick 1-2. Hunter's fist against my jaw and the counter banging onto my head. I was on the floor before I knew it. Instinctively, I curled up, arms over my throbbing head. Fucking tell me what to do again, Runt. How about you cook dinner? I stayed as quiet as still as possible. Who's fucking in charge here? You are. And what does that mean? I keep my fucking mouth shut. Well, for someone who's in charge, you sure as hell lost the plot. Huh? Nothing from Hunter but the soft scrape of his shoes over the linoleum. My stomach tightened at the sound, muscles bracing for one of his feet to come slamming into my ribs, but his steps receded. For someone who's so in charge, you sure as hell can't fucking control the situation. I sat down. I got up slowly. I'm gonna get this guy killed. Fuck. Rearranging my mask on my face and stood tight against the back counter. He's right. Huh? Tanner's voice was weak. Warbling, his breath slow and deliberate. His hands gripped the edge of the table as Carver uselessly cradled his shoulders. We have to send a message to whoever did this. They can't fuck with us. Sure, sure. Well, we will. We just gotta be stealthy, is all. We'll find that son of a bitch hunter. Don't you worry about a thing. We'll find him and string him up by his nutsack. Right, Hunter? That'd be all right, wouldn't it? Oh, so now you are kissing ass to the oldest one. You fucking. What if it wasn't a human? The whole table turned to look at him. Fisher worked his hand up under his mask to scratch again. You think it's one of those unholy? I mean, both of them can do stuff. We've all seen it. It was true. We had all seen it. Every time somebody died to one of those things, we saw it. Twisters were cunning, willy things with a taste for scattering their prey when they were done eating it. Bones this way, half chewed organs that way, each making some kind of symbol if you looked at it too long. Like it was trying to say something you were too stupid to understand or too scared. The message in the church. It could have been a twister attack, a few of them in a pack, but it could have been a smoke. They were subtle at first, lights throwing shadows that didn't quite match up, shadows that moved when you weren't looking right at them. Some folks said it was our eyes adjusting, like it was some kind of effect of the shadow in the sky, a withdrawal from the lack of light. Then people started disappearing. More and more and more, just wandering off into the night. And when they were found, they were always in some old barn or abandoned building. Bodies. You couldn't tell who they were anymore. All you knew was that they were human once. They were a person once. Now they were just corpses, curled up like dead bugs. Skin and faces dried to paper like old corn husks. Hunter called a town meeting after the first few bodies were found, and the town came to a conclusion on a few things. There was something new out there. It liked the dark, and it needed people to be alone. After that, we paired up, kept flashlights on us as much as we could to ward off the darkness, but it's always dark now. It needs you to be alone, and they still send you out alone on patrol? Your brothers hate you, dude. I should have kept my mouth shut. Fuck you. And you can't be with someone else around the clock nonstop, even if you like them a lot. That's why we got these masks. They protect us. I'll tell you that story another time. Basically, the smokes can't see us with them on, like we're camouflaged. Oh? That's why we wear them now. As long as we're out of the dark, as long as we're not alone, as long as we hide our faces, the smokes can't get to us. Funny. I think I've seen my brother's mask more than I've ever seen their faces. Some townies I've only ever known through their masks. The mask was. Oh, I got to pick one? Ooh. I don't like that one. I don't really like this one either. It was cool. I don't feel like it's hiding anything though. I like this one. Kind of like an owl. Oh, it's a fox. My fox mask. Or a bird. I haven't decided. Oh, Carver hates it. Says it's too close to his, but fuck him. Oh, is it? Well, that ain't here or there. I watched Fisher scratch at himself again. The lights were steady in the kitchen, buzzing, a low hum in the cold. Which one would be close to the other ones? Hmm. I mean, both of them can do stuff. We've all seen it. Okay, so everyone wears masks to avoid the shadow one, so that's out of there. Do we see a mask in the church? I don't think so. So maybe it could have been them, but they tend to suck out like the moisture out of people. Could it be them working together? It could just be a person also. If they really are like essentially lording over the village. It could very much be a villager, and I wouldn't blame them too fucking much, depending on where they got the guts, because fuck these guys. At Fisher's words, I felt I had to say something. Locked? Fine. I don't think they could have done that. My words died in my mouth the second I said it. They all looked at me at once. I met each of their masks, staring at their vacant blank eye holes. What, you got other ideas? You ain't got shit. Come on, let's hear it. Might be funny. I should have let your face be smushed on the fucking table. You want to entertain him? His little scratchy voice pisses me off. Come on, Runt, speak up. Tell us all about your little ideas. You guys have a lot of like fucking gall. He's still pissed off. Hunter was quiet. The fist on the table, all he needed to say. Everyone shut up and looked at him, but Hunter, he was looking at me. I could feel his eyes on me, even if I couldn't see them. Ask questions. Investigate. I want everyone searching. There will be no failure, no backing out. Carver, you're walking the perimeter. Tanner, guard duty. Fisher, hydroplant. If you find anything, report back immediately. Fisher's usually at the hydroplant. Does he know Fisher's preference? That's an order. We all nodded. Runt. Follow anyone you want today. It was awful having to pick like this, knowing nobody wanted me around. Oh no. I was too weak to go out solo. Everyone knew this. Every day I had to do this. Every day they hated and hated me a little bit more. But they wouldn't go against Hunter's word, and as much as anybody would hate to admit it, they needed me. Maybe they would have never mourned me as a brother, but they would have mourned the loss of a soldier, the loss of a warm body, the loss of a meat shield. They all ignored me as I lifted my head to look at each one of them. Shit. Each day you'll have to select one of your brothers to conduct a shift with. Shifts last most of the day and can be started immediately after breakfast or after you spend your free time in Skipclaw. You cannot do a shift with the same brothers twice in 1 week. Oh, however you select to work with, they will not be available again. Consider who you choose carefully. Ah! Who should you pick? Hunter, maybe the worst of the bunch, but that knot in my stomach says maybe I should pick him first, get him done and out of the way. The fourth born, twitchy and quiet with his weird ramblings. Still, he ain't the worst, spending a day together would be bearable. Tanner, the second in command, but not for any good reason. He hates it when I get between him and Carver. Carver, the middle kid, a real asshole who likes to hear his own mouth run. Maybe it'd be easier just to do the shift with him early. Does he, like, feel defensive of Carver because they're closer in age? I'm guessing he was, like, his meat shield for a long time. He seems self sufficient enough so that he didn't have to be anyone else's meat shield. You know what? We'll go with Hunter. He nodded, but I could sense his irritation at it, even across the table. Then it settled. I feel like you should give me some props. You fucking hit me and I'm still picking you, bitch. No one wants to be near you. Do rounds in the meantime. Runt. Meet after. I want you to talk to all the loners. Anyone who lives alone or spends most of their shifts alone. On my own? You can handle it. It's time you started pulling your weight around here. It took a ton of effort to not drop my eyes to the plates on the table. Carver slammed the table and stood up out of his chair. We're sending that fuck out on his own. Why we gotta do our shifts while he's fucking running around with that dick in his hand? Because I bet I am much more charismatic than you, bitch. Quit bitching unless you want Hunter to staple him to your ass for a week. Funds will be useful this way. Best heat on us for prying into those townies. Hunter kept his gaze on Carver until he sunk back into his chair with disgust. Runt. Yes, sir. You got that dairy girl, Shirley's, the dog, and his pesky twins. Also, that fucker Willie. And that radio feller, Red. I know we got more people, but just focus on those for today. You got 2 hours. Don't piss it away. I cringed internally at that moment. He usually gave me more time, but no doubt trying to get involved with him and Tanner made him determined to knock me down a peg. He stood. They followed. Shit, so if I had said nothing, I would have gotten more time. I stayed to wash the dishes. With all the dishes done, it was time to head out. I opened my map and let my already tired eyes trace the paper, deciding where to go. Where did I start that day? Was Charisse, the doctor, and his twins? After breakfast, you can either start your shift with your brother straight away or use your free time to explore and talk to people around Skipclaw. Your free time is given to you by Hunter, and is the only time you have to explore the world and talk to people. Pissing Hunter off or breaking the rules will reduce the amount of hours you have for free time. Oh, is that why I have less free time? Visiting a location with someone present and having a conversation with them will take up 1 hour of your free time. If you visit a location with no one present, it will not take up any time. Remember, the things you do and the order you visit people can radically change what you can discover. Explore around the experiment. You might encounter entirely different days. If you're not sure where to head, check your journal. It may lead or clues on where to go and what to do next. Open your app when you're ready to head out. Okay, let's see if I have anything. The church was desecrated. I need to find out what it did. I need to ask around town. Sunday, Monday. Uh, I'm on shift with about the church stuff. Ask fucking. You don't know what I'm supposed to do here, Hunter? Oh, Hunter's dog died recently, leaving him quite upset. My oldest brother, Hunter. Whatever he says goes, both here and at the farm and out in Skipclaw. Don't fuck with him, don't cross him. The only thing he's better at than leading is punishing. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Smokes Twister. Here we go. Twisters are disgusting, horrible creatures that showed up immediately after the blackout. Don't let their size fool you. They ain't actually slow or stupid. The wall's been keeping out for a few years now, but it seems like they're changing tactics on how to get to us. Kinda looks like a Komodo dragon. Okay. I don't see anything. Oh, aha. Hunter wants me to head to the food stores. Usually that means we gotta prep something like a kill. I'm afraid that it ain't that. That it's that. I ain't good at dealing with animals. I love my ladies in the hen pen. Thought of them getting cut up. Nah, that won't happen. I hope my rounds go quick. Ooh. Hunter wants me to ask around town, see if anyone's been anything strange, but I gotta be delicate about it. Not let too much slip. If word gets out, I might start a panic, and then Hunter will be raging to come beat my ass. Ah, okay. So I need to inquire without actually inquiring. Okay, cool. Where should I go before my shift? You know, an old house. It gives me the chills. Yeah, but it's across the church. The main square for the town. I don't think anyone's there right now. No perimeter. Hate being near the wall. That's a store. She's not in right now. Willie Shack. Garden Farm. Shirley's is probably working hard in the field there. Oh, that's where Shirley's is. Okay. The shack where we keep our stores and meats. Hunter's there. I don't like Hunter being that close to Shirley's. Len's house. I don't need to be bothering him. Doc's office. I think he should be in around now. Okay. And let's go see Shirley's. Hello? The dairy was right over the hill from the food stores, though you could smell it before you saw it. You could smell it all the way across town if the wind was right. It smelled like shit. hot burning cow shit, and even with a mask on, it'll stare into your eyes. Living there as long as I had, I never got used to it. The dairy belonged to Garlands, though there was only one of them still around in those days. I remember Dad saying the Garlands were one of the families who settled in Skipclaw way back in the 1800s and something. Still, though, they were hot shit because their ancestors had had a prize heifer, and that meant they could run the town. Maybe he was right. I don't know. The Garlands had always been kind to me as far back as I could remember. Hard workers, no nonsense types who'd always wave back with a smile when you hollered a hello. Generous people, even after the blackout. It was worse. It was a worse world without them. It had happened a few years ago after a real cold winter, perhaps the worst day we'd had there since the blackout. Carver and Tanner were part of the group that had to carry out the bodies and hoist them over the fence to burn. We couldn't hold burials for him, too risky with the disease catching and medicine running low. I think that was the first time I'd really worried about how long we'd last in this world. It didn't seem to matter if we wore our masks or had fences around ourselves away from the outside world when a simple cold could wipe you out. Everyone goes up in smoke eventually. Everyone except Shirley's, that is, and her sister Ivy, who skipped down soon after. I saw Shirley's there that day, forking hay from a wheelbarrow out over the fence, and the sight of her made me smile, even with the scent of cow shit on the wind. Is that who I think it is? Hi. Shirley's was what you'd call a real looker, even with the mask on. Oh, she has red hair, or is it brown hair? And I'll admit, my heart did a little flip in my chest hearing the smile in her voice as she called out to me. She's kind, like I said, like all the Garlands. She'd always treated me like a kid brother, though these days, I don't know. My feelings were all knotted up and twisted. I didn't know if what I felt was friendship or something. She looks horny. Ha ha. Ah ha ha. So funny. Oh, maybe if I had the cowboy hat. I didn't know if what I felt was friendship or something more. I cared for her. I wanted her safe, and I know I'd do anything for her. But the thought of telling her that didn't sit right with me, as if she needed any more strayer trouble. Morning, Miss Garland. You need any help with that hay? Miss Garland? Come on, Runt. I'm only 25. Oh, she's 6 years older than you, dude. You can have a crush on her. I don't know if that's a good idea. And no, I'm just finishing up now. How are you, kiddo? Been better, but I've been worse. She laughed at that and stuck her pitchfork into the soft earth, tapped the straight hay off her gloves, and swung her thick braid back over her shoulder. How's everyone doing at the farm after yesterday? I was surprised at first that she'd ask. How many people in the town actually remembered Dad at all, let alone the day he died? But I was Shirley's. She was the type to always want to know what's going on, not in a nosy way, but in a caring way. Like, if you told her your birthday, she'd write it down on the spot and remember it forever. Well, we're all kinda. I picked up the handles of the wheelbarrow for her as I struggled to think of what to say. Shirley's wasn't that much older than me, and tough. It wasn't like I needed to hide the hard shit from her. God knows she dealt with plenty already, what with her family and bad years of stock and, having to live in a world the way it was now. I just didn't want to add to that. It didn't feel right telling her that, just like it didn't seem right to be telling her I wasn't a kid anymore. She deserved peace. She walked right next to me along the fence as the cows chewed hay and cut, with a look on their face like they were bored of us before we even showed up. There was an incident. There was an incident. An incident? What happened? She was on edge. It was more than caring I heard in her voice. It was real worry. It made me grit my teeth. I couldn't I should have just said I shouldn't have said anything, but I had to tell her everything now. My gut churned as I recalled for her everything that we saw yesterday. The blood, the guts, the words all across the black wall, crooked and dripping flesh. I couldn't see her face, of course, but she stopped looking my way as I talked, and by the time we'd reached the barn, her arms were crossed, her shoulders tight. Geez, that gives me the shivers. It was something. And you don't know who did it. Or what did it. What did it? You think one of those things did it. Do they do they really do that? I don't know, maybe. Charlize went real quiet. As far as I knew, Charlize was also the only one amongst us who had seen the most of the twisters on account of being a real crack shot. Just best to be picked off. But the thought of a pest being able to do something like that sent shivers down my spine all over again, as if the thought had just occurred to me for the first time right then. What are you planning to do? I half shrugged. Investigating, I guess. I couldn't go on. Tree's head cocked. I don't like the idea of bothering you with this. Makes it seem like I've got it out for you, and I swear I don't. She laughed again, and it felt like a light had just turned on in the darkness of the barn. Don't worry about me. I can handle a few questions. Well, have you seen anything? Creatures, townies sneaking around? She hummed to herself as she thought, looking out past the shuffling herd. Well, I never have a good feeling about Willie, but he's been lingering around Mr. Dixon's office some nights before more than usual. And he's still hounding me about spare bottles for his business. I get why some people need a little drink every now and again, but you put a bunch of people in a cage and liquor them up? Not good. I don't agree with everything that brother of yours says, but not allowing any parties is maybe the smartest thing he's ever done. After the fence, of course. I Yeah, I see what he means. The thing is, right, if the people are miserable and they have nothing to distract themselves from that misery, it's going to be a problem as well. Thunder had made a declaration early on that there was to be no booze of any kind in Skipclaw. Of course, nobody liked that, and once the doc mentioned that he had to have something to sterilize with, Hunt was talked into letting Willie keep his set up for medical purposes only. But there was one rule: no booze ups, no big parties, no strain on the power grid, no noise to attract unfriendlies, no drunk doing stupid shit that'll get us all killed. The last and only party we'd had as a town amounted to a potluck in the old school gym while Radio Red played the same CD out of a little boombox and the kids played some ratty old board games with half the pieces missing. Then everyone got bored and went home. I guess it made some people happy. Of course, there's still parties if you know where to look. Really? How come I never heard anything about them? Because you're the younger brother of the fucking police? Well, you're just a sweet young thing. Once you start getting a bit older, I'll start letting you in on the shindigs. I frowned. Life's pretty tough nowadays. What if I don't make it to another year? That's the beauty of living, Runt. Giving you something to look forward to. That is my gift to you. That's hope. she, she was like, hey, bro, live a little longer and I can set you up at a party. I'll never forget her words. Hope. I would just say it's a big glass of milk. It's a touch more age appropriate. Gee, thanks. Can I ask you something? Yes, ma'am. Why do they have you doing pickups today? Is Carver feeling under the weather or something? I haven't seen him around here lately. Dairy pickups and check-ins were a task Carver took upon himself with great pride. Ever since he started mixing more with the townies, he said it was smart to breed good relations with the old family. And if Shirley's had to be there, well, all the better for breeding. His words, not mine. Ah, it was one of those things he and Tanner didn't see eye to eye on. Tanner kept his distance from the townies and seemed to hate Carver mixing too much with him. But Tanner kept his distance from everyone that wasn't Hunter or Carver. I couldn't tell you what he's up to. Hunter might know, but even then, with Carver being Carver. I shrugged. I figured, if you do talk or whatever, y'all big old manly men do, could you do a favor for me? I nodded. Tell him not to be a stranger. I haven't seen him since Saturday, which I know ain't a long time, but oh, she likes Carver? Ew! I wanted to tell her I couldn't, that in fact I wouldn't be doing that. Carver, no matter how charming he was, had a bad side, a rotten core. He wasn't going to be nice forever. And if Shirley's, who had been nothing but kind to me, had to be subject to that, you two aren't. Shirley's waved her hand all shy like. Don't you worry about that. Just tell him, alright? Oh no! She can shoot a gun. I still feel like I should give her a warning, but it's gonna blow up in my face. But at least I can rest easy knowing I told her something. Surely she shouldn't mess with a guy like him. Oh, and why's that now? He ain't good for you. He ain't good for this town. He's a player, a strutting rooster, crowing out all sorts of shit. Whoa, we cursing our own flesh and blood now. I can handle myself, Runt, I promise. But you're mighty cute when you try to stick up for me. Makes me want to pinch those little cheeks of yours. Or maybe you're getting a bit cocky. You must be growing up. First of all, I'm not being cocky. He's trouble. Second of all, you do you. I assume that you can shoot him if you want to. That's all fine and good. I'm just telling you so you're not surprised one day I have a fucking Pikachu face. I had tried to warn her, say something, but she had always been headstrong, confident. And that's what made her her. I I just need to talk to Carver about something. I collected our ration of milk, and she sent me off with a hug that lasted just a little longer than usual. Maybe because she really wants you to live another fucking year. Cowgirl about to take you for a ride. No, I think she's gonna take my brother for a ride, and that's like between her brother and God and probably Hunter. But I hope she keeps her gun. Oh, right. Um Willie's been going to the doctor's shack more often than usual, so let's just go to the doctor straight up. We can ask him about Willie as well. Dixon Veterinary. When it came to what happened in the church, my gut told me to ask the town doctor. This is a demo. There's no release date for the full game either, but I like it so far. You might have seen something. If there was anybody in town you could trust to be truthful, forthcoming, and discreet, it'd be Mr. Dixon. I don't think Mr. Dixon is going to be forthcoming about a whole lot of things when your brother is the consequence. I came knocking on Doc's door only for it to fly open before my knuckles could so much as kiss the wood. Is that Willie? Oh no, this is the doctor. Hello. Well, I'll be. Here I am coming out, and here you are coming in. His voice was jovial, if a touch out of breath. Morning, Mr. Dixon, sir. I'm just doing my rounds. I hope I didn't give you a fright. Doc is just fine, Runt. Or Dwight. Would you like to come in a moment? I paused a second, hovering around the idea of saying I didn't and let the old man get to his much needed break, but before I could say anything, he clapped my shoulder. Come on, come in. It's all right. I see you got something weighing you down. I feel like a lot of these people are like really nice and they just kind of deal with the brothers because they're like unnecessary evil. Please got you down. Talk to your vet about. Dwight, damn, I can't call him that, and I never could. Doc was one of the pillars of Skipclaw, and a man I'd venture to say, even though he wasn't the real religious type, a martyr. I always felt bad bugging him on account of him being a bit older and having a to-do list longer than the devil's contract. Skipclaw hadn't had a doctor before the blackout. Anything wrong with you? You had to hightail it to Brenshaw or pray the roads weren't too bad for the ambulance to come on through. What we did have was Doc, a veterinarian specializing in whatever ails your cat or cow or equine beast. He was going to retire, splitting his time between Skipclaw and some remote fishing at a cabin he had way up in the mountains. And then the blackout happened. Oh, that sucks. And as it turns out, stitching of folks and cleaning wounds ain't too different between species. Oh, that's true. He saved a lot of folks in those early years. What he didn't know from treating animals, he picked up from books, I guess, or learned by doing. I think Hunter gave him one of Dad's old books on field dressing as a sort of olive branch between them. Or maybe it was a way of just letting him know that Hunter approved of him becoming the town doctor. Us strayers have never needed him. We take care of our own, after all, which I was truthfully glad at, in a way. Why? Who takes care of you guys, though? Is Hunter the one taking care of you guys bandaging wounds? I don't see that shit happening. The man was exhausted every time I saw him, calm and kind, willing to listen to your troubles. up to his ears in work and looking after his wife and the twins, but bone tired. I liked coming to talk to him, but I didn't want to give him any more work, especially when I was fit as a fiddle. How are you all doing out at the farm? All right, sir. Steady as ever. Yeah, and the little lady is doing good. Nancy doing all right? Yes, sir. Right as rain. Went back to laying in 2 days, though she still pecks at me something fierce if she's sitting on an egg. That's good. That's good. I could tell he cared, but I could also tell that the smile in his voice was being forced. Always happy to hear. I've made a lady happy. He settled down on his stool with a slight grunt, and I heard his knees creak. I didn't know how old Doc was. I'd never seen his hands or face before, but he'd been wanting to retire. A month away, and then the blackout happened, so he's like 60-ish. I thought about that fishing cabin he had up in the hills, probably half rotten now, collapsed. Have you seen anything new lately? New? As in people? No, no. Police got a bull that's not all that interested in meeting lately. Not quite sure how I'm going to tackle that one just yet. Yeah, gosh, sir, ain't that a problem and a half? You think a nice candlelit dinner might stir him back into action? Pardon, sir? A candlelit dinner. It's romantic. I nodded as if I knew what he meant. He sighed and I felt bad all over again for bugging him. He wasn't gonna know nothing, not the type to lurk around, and definitely not the type to be doing what was done to us in that church. As if reading my mind, he looked up, a strange mask of his tilted towards me. You alright, Runt? Yes, sir. You've got a cloud hanging over you. It's called Hunter. I do? It's written all over your face. Well, mask, I suppose. Call it a healer's intuition. Something on your mind, son? Of course, leave it to a doctor to pick up on something ailing you. I feel fine, sir, promise. Now, if all my patients, animal or otherwise, promised me they were fine, I would be out of a job. They'll need this old man jobless, son. I was torn. Hunter's instructions to go out and interrogate the town felt wrong in the calmness of Mr. Dixon's office. But if I didn't ask, Hunter would know. If I fucked up even a hair, he always knew, like he was everywhere. Have you seen anything strange lately? Hunter has me on a bit of a mission. There was an incident in the church yesterday. Have you seen anything strange lately? Strange? What you mean? Like, well, people strange. People strange. Well, I'm not sure. I'm not out dancing at the shindigs like I used to. I did have Red around here a few weeks ago with a, well, I don't want to break the doctor patient confidentiality, but he didn't have anything odd or strange. I never really considered keeping the confidentiality before when I was just working with animals. Not sure a cow could be angry about me telling people about her bad teeth. You might want to ask the twins. They're always running around, getting into people's business. Check the town center. They might know something. Ah, if it ain't too much trouble, Runt, I do gotta get going. Under the hum of the office light, we looked at each other. Partings, partings were awkward, mostly because never knew if the next time you saw them, it would be their body you were pushing over the wall. Be, be real careful now. I nodded, letting myself out and back into the chill. Hmm. Mm, 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 mm. She says she hasn't seen Carver since Saturday. Says there are parties that happen without Hunter knowing. He used to go to parties, doesn't go anymore. Ah! Oh, is she upset because tried to stand up for her? Valid, I suppose. Okay, Doc says I should talk to the twins. She just wants to see Carver is weird. She got feelings for him? She wants to ask him something. She says Billy has been bothering her for bottles. She said he's also been hanging around Doc's office. Doc didn't mention that, though. So that's weird. Um, go to Hunter. Start shift. I don't want to be late. When I came back from my rounds in town, I found a note left on the kitchen table, stabbed into the wood with a knife. Dramatic. The sight of a knife piercing the paper sent a wicked chill through me. Runt, meet at the storehouse. This knife. Bring this knife, not your shitty one. Well, you made it a little bit duller, stabbing it into the wood like that. His handwriting was ugly, stupid looking, brutish, and big, just like he was. Okay, first of all, some people just have bad handwriting, okay? He's worse than Dad ever was, I thought. I grabbed the handle. The cold metal of the tang through the handle was sharp against my palm. To be fair, he's a product of your father. I thought back to breakfast and the way he had gripped Tanner's neck, the way I could feel his eyes on me. I pulled the knife out of the table, tucked it into my belt, and inhaled hard, trying to calm the twist in my stomach with a rush of cold air. It didn't help. There was nothing for it. I had to go. The storehouse sat beneath a dark sky, settled low in long grasses with its door gaping open and crooked hinges. As I got closer, I could see his frame crowding the doorway. Bile rose in my throat. He had his butcher's knife in his hand. That only meant one thing: fresh kill, and I was here to help him take care of it. I didn't understand who Hunter really was in the old days, back when Dad was still here. Hunter was the oldest, my strongest, biggest brother, proud to carry us strayers on through the wickedness of the world with Dad's blessing. Even before Dad got sick, he led us with an unwavering military precision, never dancing around what needed to be done, just putting his head down and getting to it, cold and steady, our rock. I think I used to admire him, but then Dad died and the beating started. It was like a summer storm. Some days you woke up and you just knew one was coming. You could feel the static curling in the air all around you, the crackling closed and heat clamming up your skin before the torrent of rain. Sometimes there was no such warning, and he hit fast and hard, thunder and then lightning right above your head, one after the other. No crackling static, just pain. I knew why he did it. I guess I couldn't really blame him. Especially in those early days, those were chaos, both with Dad dying and then the blackout fucking up the whole world. Firm hand, one that wasn't afraid to grab you by the hair and force you to calm down by making, making you bleed, was needed. But things were different after. Life was slower. You were a well oiled machine, but somebody was always getting beat for something. Running their mouth, acting up too much for his liking, disrespecting him, not following orders, or following them but not good enough. Usually it was me getting the beating, and if we were lucky enough to be around one another, around another brother, he joined in too. Somebody had to be in charge, I guess, and he was thanked for the success of Skipclaw and the fact that nobody had died from a smoke or twister in a long, long time. So I guess it had to be him. But nobody made me miss Dad quite like Hunter. Dad used to be so busy with the farm he didn't have time to give us the same beating twice. And Dad, he at least said he loved me. I could see Hunter blocking the doorway, with that bear trophy draped over his head and shoulder. He had well over a foot over me. What took you so long? I'm on time, calm down. There it was, the warm static of a storm in the air. I could taste it on my tongue. I came straight away, sir. Sir was what we had called Dad. Of course, Hunter had us call him the same thing. Straight away. Sorry coming over the hill with some really heavy feet. Didn't look quick to me. He was in the mood. He had been watching, waiting. I remember frantically thinking of what to say. I don't want to piss him off anymore. I'm sorry, sir. I've been thinking about yesterday. About yesterday. It was weird stuff. I have a bad feeling about it. He watched me, barely moving, just still as a damn stone. Get inside. Where'd you find the deer? It smelled like fresh blood. Heavy, disgusting animal blood. The static that close heat made it all smell wetter and closer than it really was. Like all the black blood soaking the walls was fresh again, like it was pressing on your skin. It made me sick to my stomach. Hunter yanked the knife from my belt and put it back on the knife rack behind him. The hanging deer's presence nothing more than a curtain to push aside while he did it. I got a deer this morning. Nice healthy buck, just near the perimeter. Young, but enough. It hung on one of the meat hooks suspended from the rafters, its head cocked at a bad angle, blood seeping out into its mouth on the floor. Question: if animals are hard to come by, wouldn't it be an idea to do animal husbandry? So you found a buck, and then we find a doe, and then no? Okay. Something in the hunter settled at the sight of. Pride swelled. I looked at its empty eyes, thankful that its death suited his temper. We gotta cut it up quick. Meat'll go bad soon. Understood. He raised his jaw ever so slightly. Understood, sir. I'm gonna time you. You need practice with spring coming. We need to get a head start on drying and cutting before the heat sets in. Can't store spoiled meat and bring in all those flies. Yes, sir. I slipped the knife I'd brought out of my backpack and stepped forward. Hunter was going to stand right behind me the whole time, watching me. I swallowed. I ain't any good at this. I felt his hand on my arm and flinched. He grabbed the knife from my hand and flipped it around. He shoved the hilt against my palm and wrapped my fingers around it. He could snap my wrist if he wanted. With one quick movement, he could shove the knife into my gut. Would he string me up in here, right next to the deer after? Look at its face. I stared at the dead black eye of the deer, a soft smear of bright red blood over the white of its fur at the lip. That could be you on that table. You, if you don't learn to quit your constant bitching and do as you're told. Do you understand? I nodded. I know you didn't do that thing in the church. I felt my skin crawl. He was pressed against my back, a head taller than me, the coarse fur on the bare pelt pulling at my shirt. But did you help? No, no, sir. Are you sure you didn't help? My brother, you are the scariest thing. If he had helped, he would have fucking told you. His hand pressed like a vice around mine, twisting my wrist. I didn't fight it. The blade tip nestled against my stomach. How do I know you're not lying? I wouldn't do that to Dad, I swear. Then I need you to figure out who did. Understand? If you don't, he bore down on my hand, pulling the knife in close until I could feel the tip bear into my jacket. Yes, sir. Good. He let go of my hand. He backed away. I feel dressed to organs, so it's just the meat and pelt now. Wash any blood you get on you off with that bucket. Remember, the right knife. Be precise, don't fuck it up. I see we all have daddy issues here. Oh shit. Skin the deer using the correct tools. If you're fast enough, Hunter will reward you. Hover over the deer with your selected knife and cut along the line. If you make a mistake, you'll spill blood. Wash it away by clicking on the water bucket. Be prepared. Hunter's watch starts once you click exit. Okay, wait. Wait. Oh, hold up. I can't see. Fuck. Okay, so probably need to flip it, cut the seam. Oh my god, we'll figure it out. Okay. Break. How do I break? Okay, not that then. This? Nope. Oops. I don't understand what I'm supposed to do. Carve? I don't fucking know what you want me to do. Is this the break one? Oh. Oh, I thought that would make it fall over. Okay, I see what you want me to do now. That was my bad. Um, Oops. Oh, I see. Do I need to cut off the antlers? I guess that is the antlers. Eek. Okay, then you go back to skin. Is this how you do this? Like in order? This is tedious work. Probably start carving. Oh, it's the same spot. Ooh. This is a lot. What the fuck? Oh, I dropped it. Shit. Do I get beat now? Now what the fuck was that? I'm sorry, okay? Listen, this is the first time I'm doing it. I have not done this before. God damn it, Ron. Why can't you try harder? You've done this before. Fucking stand back, idiot. Received nothing. Sorry. That taste hung in the air still, blood and static pressing in. Something's gonna happen. You're gonna beat me. He said it so quiet, his voice rough and crackling like fire. I froze up. 5 days, Runt. I swallowed hard in the silence. I think we should be careful. I don't fucking care. I don't give a damn what you fucking think, boy. I don't need any of your damn thoughts or your shit-kicking brothers. They're your brothers too, idiot. Not Fisher with his fucking theories, not Tanner backmouthing, not even fucking Carver trying to lick my boots. Oh, so he does know he's kissing his ass. Doing any fucking thinking for me, do you hear? Yes, sir. I need you. Boots on the ground, my eyes and ears. You get it? Ask questions, listen. I know you're buddy with some of them townies. I need you to squeeze them for info. Enjoy your trip home. Somebody has it out for us, but we're stronger than them. If they don't get it, we'll show them. Nobody fucks with the strayers. Yes, sir. Report back every day. Everything you see, everything you hear. If you figure out what's going on, I'll reward you. Let you have some days off. Maybe set you up with a girl. You're almost at that age. You gotta get on something. That thought made me feel strange. I just nodded. There's not a world where these dudes have girlfriends. You're lying. He leaned back against the table, gloves brushing against the freshly cut hinds. His shoulders suddenly sagged. His head dropped towards his chest and he fell silent. He seemed older, tired. In the dimness of the room, he was just a big shadow, his fur swallowing all the light. Runt. Yes, sir. Things are gonna get worse. There was no anger in his voice, no fight, just a quiet, haggard resignation. You have to understand. You have to. Somebody wants to tear us apart. I have to be cruel. You understand? Fear is what keeps people together. Like a damn herd. Too scared to lash out or break shit up when we gotta focus on staying alive. We are the leaders of our herd, our ungrateful little flock, but our flock nonetheless. We need to make them understand, not just the townies, but your brothers too. Something shifted in the room. In that moment, I had the crystal clear realization that Hunter was confiding in me. I never felt so special, so chosen. All of them are becoming corrupted. Carver's all over town. Tanner shakes at the slightest responsibility. And Fisher, he's getting quieter, looser in the mind. He stopped and turned away, laughing to himself. I mean, they can't even keep their mouths shut with each other. Tanner was the last to know the church code. Guess he knew it not a half hour later. Fucking Carver. Those fucking idiots. But you've always been true, loyal to our family, weak, but you're young. Even if you ain't our best and brightest, you could never stray. And I know I've been harsh to you, physical with you, but you got your licks because you don't understand. We can't be divided. Sometimes examples need to be made. Even if you hate me, you know better now. It's the easiest way to make them all understand. My gut rolled as he stood up and moved over towards me. Oh, he's gonna beat you and use you as an example. By instinct, I braced for a hit, another punch to my jaw or stomach, but none came. Instead, I felt his hand on my shoulder. For a moment, I was stunned, catching myself suddenly, overwhelmingly missing Dad. You're a good kid. I know you'll do the mission well. When all's put to bed and we come out stronger than ever, you'll be rewarded. Things will change for the better, and I think you deserve more than you've been giving. A better slice of the pie. Right now, we gotta show 'em all just how strong we are. No fear, Runt. No backing down, no remorse. It might just be you and me in the end. Do you understand? I understand. There's a part of me then that wanted to bury my head into his chest, into his strength, even now I think about it, sometimes. What if I could pretend that all the hate and hurt he put upon me, upon us, was truly for the greater good? In that moment, I nodded, giving in, giving up to resisting his way of thinking. I trust you to know what to do, and I'll help you out any way I can, sir. He clapped softly on my shoulder, nodded, letting some of that burden seep out of him and into me. Good. Now get. He handed me a hind quarter, still dripping with blood. Start dinner. I'll be there shortly. He said like it was comfort, but it was a warning. I wasn't allowed to go anywhere but home. Do my duty as the youngest and prepare the house. As I headed home, pressing the hill down towards our home, as I headed home, pressing the hill down towards our home, my radio crackled to life. Hurry home now. The first day wound down, digging itself into the cold earth to sleep. I had done what I could for Hunter's mission that day, asking questions, interrogating. My feet were sore as fuck, stomping back down home and then having to do my dinner and nightly chores. They all came home exhausted from the day and ate dinner wordlessly. Even Carver seemed too tired to start up any fights. It was an unspoken thing. What had happened in the church was finally settling on our shoulders, and God, it was a heavy weight. As I ate, standing at the counter, I stared at each of my brothers and wondered what they were thinking, wondering what was going on behind those masks of theirs. At that time, I didn't feel any closer to the answer. I suppose I still don't. My thoughts drifted to my shift. Hunter treated me mean, getting up real close and forcing me to cut up that deer real quick. None of that was unusual for him, at least. But he softened, told me about the weight of looking after us, after the whole town. Did his anger, his brutality have a purpose? In his mind, probably. I couldn't protect everyone on my own. I'm sure he felt that pressure too. And yet I felt chilled, his words. No fear runt, no backing down, no remorse. It might just be you and me in the end. Those were dark words, cruel words. If he was this, if he was this suspicious of his own kin, what would he do to me if I failed? The thought sat like a rock in my stomach. He could be saying that to all your other brothers, by the way. Everyone left their dishes without a word, and I collected them, washed them under the single flickering bulb above the sink. I was so tired, I swear I nearly dunked my head into the murky sink water. As I rolled onto my bed, bones aching and stiff to the core, I thought about tomorrow. The message haunted me. 5 days. Until what? I didn't know what it would bring if I would even get close to a real answer about the church. I saw the guts, the flies, the ribbons of red across the place that had once been not a home, but something special. Not like good special, like big special, overwhelmed special. If we ever were to move past this, we needed an answer. But I couldn't think of how to get an answer. I panicked, looking around the room as if anything could help me. And funnily enough, something did. I had this old spy book, you see, a thriller, a real blood pumping tale of international espionage, as the back cover claimed. I picked it up and flipped through the pages, rereading the dog eared pages I had read countless times before, and grinned. The spy in the book wasn't especially strong or loud or commanding or nothing. He was just real smart, real clever with putting clues together and figuring out what needed to be figured out. I knew how they did all this shit, putting together clues and shit. It wasn't that hard at all. You didn't need to be strong or powerful or anything. You just had a decent head on your shoulders. There was nothing stopping me from doing it myself. I rushed to scribble down everything I'd heard that day, marking out anything and everything that seemed suspicious or valuable. Soon I had a list of clues, and with them, the questions I needed to answer to pin the right person. Who could have done it? Where were they on that day it happened? How did they do it? Why did they do it? What would happen on the fifth day? If I could answer all these questions, I could show Hunter at the end of the week, and this whole damn thing would clear up. I sighed, laying back on my bed with a smile on my face. But the smile didn't last for long. I saw all that blood, all those guts in my mind. I might be able to figure it out, but somebody was going to get hurt for it. No matter how good I figured it out, no matter what I did, somebody was going to get hurt. Would it be my fault? I brought my journal up to my face and looked at what I'd written again. At the end of the day, you will need to go over all you learned from your investigation, namely clues, and pair them together to create conclusions. These conclusions will help answer questions and rule out suspects. However, you'll have to put your solving to the test in the full game, as you don't have enough clues to make any conclusions right now. Look around your journal and click the hand at the bottom when you want to head to bed. It's been a long day. Hunter? Cheryl knows people are actively dissenting against Hunter. Hmm. Mm-mm-mm. Huh? The words began to bleed together. Salt and oil seeped into my eyes, blurring it all to black smudges. I saved my detecting for tomorrow. I put away my journal and curled up in bed, my mask tight on my face. I shut my eyes, my mind swirled to bitter images of guts and blood, of darkness. And that's the end of the demo, I'm guessing, yeah? Or almost. Oh, is that us? My eyes adjusted to the dark. Oh! I knew I was asleep at the time, but it was a distant knowing. Oh no. A speck on the horizon in the back of my brain. Before me, shimmering and distorted, was a face. Haggard, sunken, buzz cut, short as anything. It was my face. I was staring at my own face. I tried to focus on it. I tried to smooth it out, heat build up in my head, pressure crawling along the inside of my skull. The more I tried to focus to make that face look more like me, the more the pressure built and built and built. And then I exploded. Oh! Light burst across my face. Flames swept up and over me into a black sky, the reflection rippling over the surface of dark water. It was so bright. It hurt. Oh my god. Okay. Strange to feel pain in a dream. Something was watching me. Yeah, I see something in that corner over there. Oh my god. Something just over my shoulder. But I couldn't turn. I couldn't move my head. The heat was too much. It was too hot. Too fucking hot. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe. I wanted to wake up. I wanted to breathe. Wake up. I don't know how to wake you up. What do you mean, wake up? Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. I don't fucking know. I shot awake. My heart pounded, my muscles sluggish. Is my mask still on? Is it the shadow thing? Something was wrong. My eyes were blurry. Cool air washed over my face, catching the sweating trickling over my brow. It wasn't a good cold, not even after the heat in the dream. It was too cold. I was too bare. My mask was off. Had I taken it off? Had I clawed it off in the heat of the nightmare? I didn't have time to answer that question. The light bulb above my bed had gone out. The candle had burned down. I was exposed, vulnerable in the dark. Oh shit. And I wasn't alone. Oh, fuck. Thank you for playing Runt. Who left the message? Who can you trust? And who will you be when everyone is done with you? See you in 2026. Man! 2026 now. I wonder if they're waiting for an October release. I'm really looking forward to this. I like this a lot. Also, I did notice the little heart meter on Sharice's character, so you know that's a possibility. But no, I really like it. I'm looking forward to it.